this morning that explains how you're feeling, where women gather, great things happen. I was listening to all our business ideas and all the businesses we all run, and I was blown away that wow, we've got women doing phenomenal things, women that are charting new paths, women that are breaking boundaries, women that are disrupting the market. I heard the last woman who uses Ankara fabric for her to make baby things. And that really blew my mind because I never thought about it. I have three kids. And imagine walking into your baby's room and all those Ankara patterns and fabric, they bring color to the room. And color has a way of lifting our psychology, even the psychology of the children. You know, children learn colors on time. That's one of the first things babies learn. So imagine having a room with all sort of pattern like Ankara and everywhere looking so beautiful. Well done, everyone. It's so nice to meet you. I hope you're all keeping well. I'm excited. Wow, I'm loving the energy in the meeting room. Thank you, thank you. Just put in an emoji that explains how you're feeling. I'll jump right ahead and start. I like to first and foremost apologize. I joined a bit later than I planned, and because we are women stuff happened. I'll share with you. So I'm just coming in from the hospital. You can see the way I'm looking. They say we don't look like what we go through. And I'll be talking about that later on. My daughter broke her ankle last night when she went to play football. I have two teenage daughters. I have three daughters, but two teenage ones. So the first one broke her ankle. She went for her normal basketball practice yesterday, and I came back home late in the evening with a broken ankle. And I'm of course my husband is out of town, so I'm home alone with the girls. And I said to myself, I did not plan this. We managed her last night, put ice pack on it, massaged it gently, and then bandaged it. And guess what? I did not sleep because of the pains, even though she had taken some pain reliever. I woke up early this morning and I said, I have a session and I know what it is to go to the hospital in Nigeria. So we left the house very early, went to the hospital, went to the first hospital, then they referred us because they don't have the x-ray facility. So they referred us to another hospital. And I got to that hospital and come and see queue. Hey, I like sometimes when you don't visit the hospital, you don't appreciate what you have. My daughter, we had to wheel her to the hospital. And she kept saying, Mommy, Mommy. I said, hey, now you thank God for two legs, you know? And that ate into my time. So I had to quickly, God gave me favor. We had to speed up some of the things we had to do, payments. Somebody gave me her slot. So I jumped 3 slots ahead. And voila, here we are. So, as women, I'm going to be talking about how we juggle all these things. So you have your day planned, and then something happens and life throws the curveball at you. So I thought to share my story this morning, just to say it, we're all in this together. Things happen. You're a businesswoman, you have your plans, and then things happen. Other things takes up your time, and then you're wondering how do I manage all this? We'll talk about it at the session today. So it's an honor and a pleasure once again to be here. I'd like to first appreciate the organizers. I love the theme Revup Women. The place in any place where you hear the word rev up is you are accelerating, we are equipping you to grow higher and faster. And that's what I'm really passionate about, being a woman leader in my organization. We also have forums that is dedicated to just women, and I'll be talking about that later on. So thank you so much to the organizers, the Nest, for putting this together. And I'm hoping that at the end of today's session, it will be worth your while. So today, what are we going to be talking about? First is how do we empower ourselves? We're going to be learning from our stories, not only my story. We'll learn from the stories of other women on the course. I encourage us to please, let's be open and vulnerable. It's a safe nest, if I can use that word. It's a safe nest here where we can share, I believe, because we're all here with a common purpose, and the purpose is for us to grow ourselves and also grow our businesses. So we'll talk more around the social cultural barriers and career advancement in especially in leadership, because as women who run our own businesses, and for some who are in employed businesses as well, it's all about career. How do we take it from one level to another level, and how do we advance it? I believe that the time we'll have today, about an hour and a half, we would be able to shed more light on what are the principles, what are the approaches, what are the things we can do to enable us drive and accelerate our growth in our various endeavors. We'd like to make it very interactive, so I encourage us, please feel free. I mean, we are leaders within our own sphere, so I encourage that participation. Then we'll talk a couple of role play, case study for us to ingrain our learning. So today, our learning focus is one, understanding what are the barriers that we have, okay, in terms of challenging traditional gender roles as females, as fempreneurs. What are the stereotypes that we face and encounter? What are the biases that we also encounter? I'll share a bit from my knowledge as an HR person. We will also work with women vendors in my organization, and I'll talk a bit about that. But I'd encourage us to also share. Overall, we'll look at what are the self-limiting beliefs that we have as women. Imposter syndrome is real. I've experienced it as well. I'll share my story and what I've done, to get over it. And also because I'm equally a coach, I would like to also provide some context in terms of embedding some coaching methodology that I believe would help us. Then how do we integrate this work and family? I mean, that is the reality that we're in. How do we integrate it? They say work-life balance. Someone said it's never balanced. The other people say, oh, it's not just balancing, but it's integrating. Some people say it's harmonizing. Whatever works. Yes, research has shown that you harmonize, and I'll share a bit of what I do, given the size of my portfolio of the role that I work in. And of course, I'm also hoping to learn from other women. They're networking. I heard people mention we're here to network. So we're here to network with one another. From the way we share, people get to connect with one another. Overall, leadership skill is really important to rev up our businesses, our career. It's hinged on our leadership, and we'll talk about that. Then, what do we do to promote gender equality, especially in leadership position? I mean, there's a whole lot packed in here, but I'll summarize everything here with one word: awesome woman. The awesome woman is that woman who is able to harmonize. I'll talk about awesome woman, because I believe if you're whole, then you'll be able to achieve all of our learning focus today. Okay, so even though my profile was read, but I just like to summarize it, in terms of who I am. Forget the long the long story and all the awards, and that's we understand, but just getting very real with us here. Just trying to also narrow who I am to everyone here. First is, as a career woman, built my career in the human resources field for almost 19 years, 18 years plus counting. And aside the fact that I'm an HR professional, I'm also an entrepreneur, because I have other streams of businesses. They call it streams of income. I have other streams of businesses that I do. outside my 9 to 5. So one is I have a consulting company where I train. I train SME businesses in terms of leadership and people management practices that will enable them get the right foundation for their team members at work. I facilitate, I'm an author as well, and I do a couple of other things. I love to tell stories. So because I believe that with stories enable us to relate with um, other people's experiences so we can learn and design our own experience. I'm an executive coach, I'm trained, I'm certified, and I'm a member of the Global International Coaching Federation. That's the ICF coaching body. I love to dance, and for me, dancing helps my well-being, so my totality, and I do that regularly. I'm an author, like I mentioned. I'm married. I have 3 girls, and I love to build nation because I believe that God has given everyone a reason. Sorry, just God has created everyone for a purpose. So there's a reason for why we all exist. At my organization, I'm a divisional director. I'm also an ESCO member of our women network within our organization. I lead other projects within the business. So just to let you know the type of multiple arts that I wear. I'm a coach, I'm a mentor, and I'm hoping that today we'll learn from one another. Allow me to skip this because I think we've been able to we've introduced ourselves at the beginning. We've introduced our businesses, but there's just something that, I'm not sure we introduced, just one fun thing about you. I know that we're here as women to learn from one another. So put in the chat room, what is one fun thing about you that you would like people to know? I like my sessions to, let's relax a bit. Let's read from one another as we create connections. I remember it was one of my sessions that somebody said she loves to dance. Somebody else said she loves to sing. And before you knew, we had choir. We had a choir group from the platform. Okay, cartoons. Wow, nice. Okay, Becky likes cartoon. That's good. Okay, my system is developing mine. Okay, that's nice. Especially because I work with children. That's lovely. Thank you. Oh, nice. Put it in the chat box. Let's get to know the other side of us. What make us tickle? What make us act like children? When you're not thinking of business and money and family, what do you love to do? I love fun and enjoyment. Oh, Rolla, fantastic. I love music and I can stay indoors all days. Wow, Lahinka, that's really nice. I'm like that when people say, oh, yeah, I'm everywhere. I love my space. I love my space. Thanks for sharing that. Rollerblade and design beautiful digital projects for fun. Wow, it's so beautiful. I mean, it's amazing to see how we enjoy to commercialize the things we do for fun. I mean, you just love design and somebody is paying you big money to do what you love to do. That's amazing. Patience loves to travel. Wow. Thank you. We have an Ajala in the house. You never can tell. You can meet another travel buddy here. Olitake, I love art and engage in crafts with children. Beautiful. Thank you. Abby's Agro. I love movies, but alone so I can hear. I love the fact I feel you. Somebody are watching movie before the scene finishes. Somebody else has already told you, like, keep your mouth shut now. Let me enjoy this movie. Honestly, thank you. Olakwiji loves to help small business. That's incredible. Thank you. Luakemi loves to draw art and craft. It's so beautiful to see Fempreneurs, so talented, creativity, we love with things. I love eating, and also love watching comedy. If we need to go on a date, I love people that have flair for eating. It is, there's just this creativity that comes. Oh yeah, Helen, connect, papa, please connect too. I love Afrocentric work and seeing movie. Beautiful. Thank you. Blessing Ekanem. I love teaching, training, and traveling. Amazing. Yes, food can be exciting. Yes. Onye loves to sing, cook, and travel. Wow. I have a single. I think was that a single? I didn't hear that. Okay. Yay. I love cartoons. Buzz Baby. I love that character, that Buzz Baby. That's what they call small but mighty. Yes, Alakpeju. I love movies, dancing, and hosting friends and family. Maybe one day Alakpeju Uma can host everyone here, so we can get a taste of our hospitality. Never can tell. Thank you. All right, I love to create something new. I love listening. Wow. I think to love to listen is a skill because that's one skill. Listening is a skill that a lot of people don't like. Retail therapy. Elizabeth, I love that. Retail therapy. That's so beautiful. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, women. It's so good to get to know the fun part of us as we connect. Good. Afrobeat, graphic design, clothing. Thank you, Ebonlua, for sharing that. Aisha, I love to research every and anything. This research, I hope it doesn't entail all those. My son is good. That's good. I mean, it means you're very curious. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Everybody wants to say, I want to do a propos in the name of researching. It's part of research now. You need to know what caused that story. What's the meat of that story? What's the cocoa of that story? Oh my God. All right, ladies. Thank you. Thank you. Let's move on very quickly. Okay. All right. So, I mean, as females, as women, it can be overwhelming, right? When you are the center, it seems you are the center of gravity. You know, you have the family to take care of. I just shared my story this morning. My daughter broke her ankle last night. I didn't plan for this. I had my day planned from morning till afternoon, all my meetings till evening. I had everything planned. And then she came home with a broken ankle. And that sort of twisted or changed almost everything. At the same time, I had to give up my gym because I'm currently, trying to lose some kg and stay well toned. So I had to give up my gym. I mean, I had to give up a couple of earlier meetings. There's just so many things. You're juggling so many things, and I like to hear from one or two people because I love my sessions to be interactive. I mean, as femalepreneurs, how has are there moments where you feel you're at the center of gravity where everything is coming at you? You have bills to pay, you have money to make, you have children's school to pursue. You have so many things happening. Let's talk as women. Kofurala, please go ahead on mute and share. Thank you.
My name is Koforola and I'm the founder of Dakag Foods. So what I just said now, like right now, is eating me so deep because right now I just feel like nobody really understands what I'm going through. You have a lot of bills to pay, left, right. You have classes to attend. You have family calling. How are you doing? You don't at the point you don't even want to hear anybody. All you just need is, can anybody just send me money? That kind of feeling. Like all of y'all you're saying is not even my business right now. I just need money. So that's the stage I am right now. And when you have to also be part of a class, you have to be serious, focused because you have where you're going to. And you also have to think about yourself. Like after the class, you're just still down. Like I'm not just people are not just understanding all I'm going through right now. So that's it for me right now.
Okay, thank you so much. Anyone else? Thank you. Andy.
Okay. Okay. So, while you just asked the question, I just started smiling because it can really be overwhelming. And I have 4 children, and the last, I have a toddler there, and juggling um my husband juggling because he's also +1, so 5. So my husband, my business, and everything. Sometimes it just, I don't want to use crazy, but it becomes very daunting. And it's been a trying time for my entire family, for maternal, paternal. I've lost a total of 5 people in the last 1 month, and it's been crazy emotionally. I have to support my husband. He just lost the mom a few weeks back, and we buried his dad last year. So now I'm just like, and he's the first son and the only son. So it's been challenging for me, but in all this I have found records, and I've found rest in God. He has been the only one, because I've looked all over the place for where to get support, and it's not coming together. So what I did is to just talk to God and say, you are the only one that I have that can be able to give me strength at these times. And in the positive part of it, to tell you the truth, it's been like a burden lifted off my shoulder. So now I can be able to face him and tell him it is okay. It is okay. It is fine. And while I'm also, in my own prayer corner, telling God, you are the one that are going to sustain me. So give me the strength to be able to pull through. And business I've just been taking it slow. So I'm grateful that you asked this question. It's not, I've attended a lot of programs, and it's not, it's just, this is the second program that people actually want to know how you are doing before bombarding you with classes and all that. So I appreciate. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I mean, listening to you, I had goosebumps all over me, because that is what we all face. I mean, it's when you said +1, I can relate. Women, you can relate that you those of us that are married, that there's a +1 that you also have to manage. And there's another +2 with in-laws. And they're everywhere. Yeah, they're everywhere trying to just take from you. And nobody is asking you, how can I help? How can I refill you? How can I replenish? How can I? No, they're not asking. They just want to take, 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 take. And thank you so much, Andy, for sharing the fact that you've been able to draw solace and strength from your maker. Honestly, that's the fundamental. That's the fundamental that we all need to learn. When it comes so overwhelming, that ability to just shut everybody. Is it money? Money will be all right. Is it bills? Bills, everybody will be all right last. Can I just gain my sanity here? That ability to go back to your source, whatever your source of strength, that your inspirational source, that's your God source, whatever it is, the ability to go back and say, I need to catch my breath and cast this burden onto you and just shut down. Sometimes I get so overwhelmed. Walk, everything. I just go to my room. Everybody will be fine. I just lock myself up and I sleep, because I would have gotten to that point of threshold. Thank you for bringing that up, and I'm really grateful to you and Kofura. Let's have Anwulika. I hope I got your name right. Forgive me, Anwulika, and then Helen Joseph. Thank you.
Hi. Okay. Thank you so much, Laura. I also really appreciate the invitation to be vulnerable and to share, because I think that that's actually one of the most difficult parts of this entrepreneurship journey. I'm at a different stage in my life. I'm in my 20s, and this is first it took a lot of courage to start a business at this stage. And I recently went through, I don't have a husband, but I was in a long-term relationship for close to 5 years that ended recently at the same time that my new web app was launching and new course and it's just like a lot happening all at once, as well as just general life decisions of figuring out life at this, when you're young and all that. And so yeah, it's been challenging, like having to sort of compartmentalize emotionally, moving on from that, and then also trying to figure out life more broadly, and at the same time knowing that I need to keep it together because I need to keep running this business and there's stuff happening, and none of it is gonna happen if I'm not, present, especially as a solo founder. So yeah, so I really appreciate the community and like just the space to be able to have like room to not just think about all the strategic stuff that has to happen and day-to-day operations, but also like well-being and room to actually like process the whole holistic kind of journey.
Wow. Wow. Powerful. Angelika, that's so powerful. Thank you so much. And sometimes people feel, oh, you're too young. What experience do you have? How can you do this? And you realize that you're having to prove yourself, right? And you're wondering, why do I have to prove myself? Can someone just believe that I can do this, or just entrust me that I can handle this? So you're having to work that journey alone, as well as a solo founder, and you're having to take decisions alone. And it can be a lonely journey. I'm trying to empathize with you. It can be a lonely journey, and at the same time, you want to succeed, right? You want to succeed, and in your quest to succeed, there are challenges you have to surmount, and you have to do this alone if possible. But thank you so much for bringing us into your world to let us see what you're encountering. And believe me, girl, you are amazing. I mean, I don't have to tell you, Angelica, that yes, you will definitely overcome despite your own journey. So I really appreciate you for sharing that. We'll take one more, Helen, even though my organic hand is off. But Helen Joseph, please go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, you're muted back.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
I be?
Loud and clear.
Okay, okay. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to, okay. It's nice to be in your midst. I'm so happy. I came into this Revup initiative because I need to fill a gap. And also, I am about to retire. I'm looking for a business I can do that I can leverage on after retirement. I am a widow. I lost my husband some 6 years ago. But before my husband died, I never knew losing somebody you love like that can take a long time for you to recover. I have my plan, myself and my husband, as to what to do. But I tell you, just about last year is when I'm rediscovering myself that, look, time is going. You are retiring. You are not doing anything. It's like I am in a world of my own, totally lost. I try to fix myself up for this. Everything looks so cumbersome. Everything looks so boring. At a point, I began to wonder, why did I love this man so much like this? Why is it haunting me so much like this? But I thank God I'm able to go back to my source, just like it has been said. And I believe women are strong. The way we are created, we are super strong. We do a lot of things. We have a lot of role conflict. For instance, I am a nurse. I need to concentrate on my patients. Sometimes tired, you come back home, neighbors are waiting for you. They have this, they have that. Friends will call you. Family members are there. You have to go around this role conflict and make sure you don't miss anybody. And at the same time, you need to take care of yourself. So going through that, I decided to do something I can cope with that has to do with my profession. And that is why I'm going into this hospital clothing, what I am used to, that I can leverage on. And that is why I'm into scrub making and other hospital clothing that can, and I am so happy to be part of this program. Thank you very
Wow.
much for asking that question. Many of us have a lot to say. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Eli. Thank you. I'm sorry, my sincere condolences. Um, you're a strong woman. I mean, you said it. We women just have a way of being very strong. My mom passed 20 years ago, and we had to do our 20th year memorial this year. I realized something, that the memorial was on a Saturday, but for the entire week afterwards, I was gloomy. I mean, I was just sluggish. Even people in the office had to come and ask me that week that, Coach Larry, always prim and proper. What's going on with you this week? Your hair have just been flying and everything. And then I realized that I was grieving, even though she had passed 20 years. It felt real all over again. And for 1 week, I grieved. My husband was so worried. I didn't eat nothing until I realized that, wow, I was grieving my late mom. And it had to give me time. I also had to give myself time to come back out of that situation. So, Madam Eileen, I can relate with losing a loved one, someone you love so much. It's like a part of you have left. But guess what? Like you said, you found strength in your source, and you've also found strength in your knowledge and passion, which is the hospital clothing business. And before you know it, it helps give you meaning for life again. That's what I'm trying to say. It helps give you meaning for life again, doing something that you're passionate, something that you're well experienced and vast in, and committing yourself to it on a daily basis. Thank you so much for sharing that. Amongst all we have said, we have our emotions to deal with. We have our well-being as well to manage. But so today, Maya, your hand has been up. It's a virtual hand, not even a real hand. That hand would have been paining you by now. Let me just give you that opportunity to share in 2 minutes so we can move on. Maya Organics, thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for this opportunity. Like I said, I'm always the one mama who getting things sorted, doing things all by myself, and it has really been challenging. I used to tell my friends that real women we have some form of supernatural power. It's like when God created us, there was some form of supernatural thing that was instilled in us because of how we go the extra miles to do things. Sometimes we don't even pay attention to ourselves. We are more concerned about the people around us and their general well-being. Being a single mother in Nigeria and starting a business, it's not easy. It's taxing. I have 2 kids, and it has really been challenging because for those who are into manufacturing business, I'm sure you can understand what I'm saying. You have NAFDAC to deal with, you have tax people to deal with, you have staff, most especially when you have staff strength for maybe close to 30 to 40. You have discrepancies, you're dealing with thefts, you're dealing with family. If you're also the firstborn of your family and everybody is looking up to you for like survival and trying to find their path, And I haven't said it all. Like I said, God created we women differently. It has not really been an easy, it has not been an easy task for me, yeah. I think what keeps me going is the vision. Yeah, the vision basically is to build a globally respected skincare brand in Africa. So I think for every time I look at the vision, Habakkuk 2:2, I just keep moving, keep pushing. And God has been faithful. So I say this to say that we just have to come to that point where we put all our trust in God and not in men, because definitely men will fail you. Yeah, definitely they will fail you. People you trust the most in business, they will hurt you because of their self-greed. So one person that will never fail you is God, and follow your instincts. Follow your instincts. Very, very important. Thank you. That's all I have to say. And thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I'm not really a talking type. Yeah. Thank you.
I mean, honestly, listening to you, I, I was actually drawing some strength and inspiration listening to you, Maya Organics, honestly speaking. In the fact that as a single mom running a business and, being torn apart in so many places, food here and here, here and there, you said something that struck me, which also elaborates the power of the vision, the power of our mind. I mean, your vision is what is keeping you. Your vision is what is foiling you and giving you that propensity to continue every other day, every other day, every other day. I work in a manufacturing industry, flour mills, so I can relate with what it is to run a business in Nigeria. I honestly can relate. Guys, cozy. Sorry for those. Cozy, allow me to be myself, please. I'm not gonna, I know I'll be speaking English because I just want to be free. I'm a midst of amazing women. So allow me. Cozy, man. But guess what? Regardless of whatever we're encountering, we definitely will overcome. So that's why we're here to rev up. We will draw strength from one another. We would connect, and greater things would happen. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing that. It was really important for us to let out and understand where our struggles are. At the same time, use it to encourage one another. What that means is you're not the only one, you're not the only person with an issue here, and that's the honest truth. Issues will come every day, but there are other women who are overcoming. If they can't overcome it, yes, we can also overcome. And I love the fact that we all kept saying women as we are special. We have the supernatural abilities. You know, we have this gift to be able to juggle so much, and yet to get stuff done, right? So let's embrace ourselves. Let's celebrate ourselves. Every day we wake up, we are telling yourself, calling out your name and saying to yourself, yeah, you will overcome. You are amazing. You're great. You're a force to be reckoned with. You're a general in this generation. And um, let's continue to affirm who we are, not based on our current situation, but based on the vision that we see for ourselves, for our future, for our families, and for our business. Wow, that was an awesome session. Thank you so much, everyone. So very quickly, we move on to the next slide. I'm going to be talking about gender bias and stereotype. And I thought it was really important that I approach it from my current position, my current role. As you can see on the slide, that's the management team that I work with as the food leadership team. If you look across this table, this team, I'm the only female. And not only that I'm the only female, I'm also the youngest in the team. Okay. I remember the first time I got into our board meeting, I was asking myself, what am I doing here with all these men? Left and right, left and right. And I was the youngest. But guess what? Initially, I felt, I felt a bit of intimidation, and I'm going to be very honest and open. But later on, I said to myself, no, it's not a matter, it's not a function of your size, it's not a function of your age, but it's a function of who you are, right? Who you carry and the platform God has given you. So I work with a lot of men. I work in an environment where women is very few. And I'm going to be sharing what has really helped me to deal and navigate with stereotypes. As women, we face some unconscious biases, some unconscious and some conscious biases. So it's just really to let you know that when it comes to biases, it's real. It exists, within the workplace. But I have the good thing for me is I work in an environment that is also trying to build more women in leadership. Like I mentioned, I'm also part of the Executive Women Network, which was formed about 4 years ago when I joined the business. So we are aware of this situation and we're embracing and encouraging more women. And part of what we've done in my organization, not just to only focus on women employees, we also focus on our women vendors. We focus on our women vendors, and we also focus on our women customers. So as an organization at FMN, our Women Network Forum is all about supporting more women, giving women that opportunity, not just as employees, but for employees is for them to have more women in leadership roles and management positions. For our female customer, our dealers, is to work with women to further support their dealers, their businesses, so that their businesses can equally grow. For our vendors is also to ensure there's fairness and equity when it comes to vendor acquisition or vendor enrollment and supporting them, working with some of our bankers and providing facilities. I mean, when it comes to women, gender diversity, I'm sure some of us are part of WIMBIS, if not all of us. There's a lot happening across the globe in driving more women, gender and inclusion initiatives in the world in respective sectors. So just to encourage us that things most likely would get better. But before that, let's just have some fun. A bit of quiz and teasers. Okay. Riddles. Okay, so a bit, this want to do Orijo. No, not do Orijo. My laptop is what's wrong with my laptop? Okay. All right, so I am 8-letter word. What 8-letter word can have a letter taken, right? Can have, hey, God, hey, village people. They have reviewed the answer. Sorry, let's move to the next one. Or let me just talk. I don't know what's happened with my laptop. It just suddenly started developing a mind of its own. What 8-letter word can have a letter taken away and still make a word? Another letter taken away and still make a word until it's left with one word. And that word is, I think we've already seen it earlier, is the word starting. Where you keep taking words for staring, string, sting, sing, sing, then I. So, I mean, just that was the first one. Okay, another puzzle. Can you name 3 consecutive days without using the words Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? Okay, brain teaser. I know the answer. Oh, no, yeah, tell us. Tell us the answer. Fantastic. Azuka got that. Yes, today, tomorrow, and yesterday. Thank you. That was a good one. Yes, today, tomorrow, and yesterday. So another puzzle. What has 6 faces but does not wear makeup? It has 21 eyes but cannot see. What is it? What is it? Anyone want to give it a try? Me, Kofo. Kofo, don't tell me you don't wear makeup now. Haba, I know you wear makeup. Beautiful you. All right, so thank you so much, Eva. Wait, Fempreneurs, you women are smart. Nice. You have smart women in the house. Okay, yes, a die or die is this good. Okay, so another one. 2 fathers and 2 sons went fishing one day. They were there the whole day and only caught 3 fishes. One father said, "That's enough for all of us. We will have one each." How can this be possible? Okay. Ruby Rose, fantastic. Yes, son, father, and grandfather. Good. Hey. They're very smart women in the house. All right. So thank you so much. Very quickly, let's just jump into this session. And we'll start with the further understanding of women's rights. Okay. So when we talk about stereotype and biases, for me, it's fundamentally important. Yes, so for these women, they know book too much, smart women. Fundamentally, it's more around understanding what our human rights are with regards to fairness and equality. As women, we need to know our rights. And I do believe that we all do know our rights. But with regards to knowing what our fundamental human rights are, there are also some challenges and biases that we face. So allow me share this video very quickly, and then we'll discuss a bit about it. One sec. Laptop just seems to have mindset of his own today. One sec, please. Just a minute. I have to reshare. I don't know what's going on with my laptop. Wow. It seems not to be in control of anything right now. Sincere apologies, please. What's it? Just one pilot. It's one on. Cosina. Or fan.
It's 2021, but this is still as true as ever.
Men are
Hello.
gonna come along and want to teach you things.
Can you hear?
Doesn't make them any smarter.
Can you hear?
Here are 7 surprising but ridiculous laws.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Okay. Let's go ahead.
Laws that show how much attitudes towards women still needs to change. A woman can become a teacher or a nurse, but what if she want to become a firefighter? Well, in Russia, you better forget about it. Russian women are not allowed to work in a number of dangerous jobs because the government wants to protect their fertility. Following a UN appeal, this year the list of jobs women are prohibited from doing has been shortened from 456 to 100. Now, Russian women are legally allowed to drive trains and trucks. But they are still banned from working in 100 jobs, including fields like aviation, chemical industries, diving, mining, welding, and firefighting. Did you know that rapists are allowed to claim parental rights in 7 states in the US? 1/3 to half of up to 30,000 women who are raped and impregnated in the US each year give birth to their babies. Among them, those who live in Maryland, Alabama, Mississippi, Minnesota, North Dakota, Wyoming, or New Mexico will have to see the man who raped them throughout their life. Because the law says the rapists have the right to have access to their children. In Saudi Arabia and Iran, women still need the approval of their male guardians to do a bunch of things. Saudi women have just started to drive, but they still need the approval of their guardians to access healthcare, get married, or find a job. While Iranian women are not allowed to travel without their guardians' approval. Child marriage is still legal in 117 countries, including 7 states in the US. In 6 countries, Equatorial Guinea, Gambia, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, South Sudan, and Yemen, there is no minimum age for marriage. Each year, 12 million girls under 18 are getting married. Girls who marry as children are less likely to achieve their full potential. They're more likely to leave school early and suffer from domestic violence and health issues.
marital rape is criminalized only 4 in 10 countries.
It's considered legal in 112 countries, including India and Singapore. Domestic violence is not a crime in 46 countries, including Russia, where the state says it has no right to intervene in people's marriages. While in Nigeria, violence by a husband for the purpose of correcting his wife is perfectly legal. And in many countries, societal norms allows abuse. In Central African Republic, for example, the law penalizes domestic violence and marital rape, but around 80% of women still justify supposed abuse. Many countries are still policing what women wear. In Saudi Arabia and Iran, and in several European countries like Belgium, Bulgaria, Denmark, the Netherlands, and France, women are either told what to wear or forbidden from wearing what they choose to wear. In Saudi Arabia, for instance, strict clothing regulations on what to wear is enforced, while in France and elsewhere, women are forbidden to wear the religious attire that they choose to wear themselves. Can you all just let us be already? You probably haven't heard this one if you're not a duke or a duchess, but let me tell you something. The rules of the British aristocracy can be quite sexist. Britain has more than 600 aristocratic families. Their titles were bestowed by the monarch of the day and have been handed down to their descendants for centuries. But women cannot inherit titles. So, if an aristocratic family has no sons, the title is passed to a distant cousin, otherwise it's lost. Sounds like a scene from Pride and Prejudice. I know.
Did you expect me to rejoice in the inferiority of your circumstances?
In 2018, female aristocrats mobilized and applied to the European Court of Human Rights for equal rights, but they are still waiting for an answer. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. While it's true, lots of progress has been made. The World Bank says that women still have on average about 3/4 of the rights men do. As a woman, I know how far there is for us to go. But I also know, no matter what, women around the world are still struggling and fighting for their rights, no matter how difficult or how dangerous it is.
Yes, we are. We are breaking barriers. So let's discuss women. Even though this video was done in 2021, that was just about 2 years ago, there's still some elements of those things that are happening. And let's bring it home. Let's bring it to Nigeria. I mean, they also mentioned Nigeria in terms of being legal for men to discipline, beat a woman, and they consider it as a discipline. I mean, there's just
2021.
There's just so many things that is not right.
It's 2021.
Women go through. So let's discuss as women. Yes, it's funny how it's a worldwide issue, but let's discuss some of the biases that we women face. Maybe I'll start with mine. So there's this notion that because you're a woman, you're emotional. Your decisions are being driven based on your emotions. There's no clear logic. There's no clear logic. There's no clear path to your decision. So based on that, your decisions sometimes are considered as not right just because they perceive us to be more emotional. And honestly, we do have strengths and gift of instincts that men don't have. We are just able to, our instinct is just able to tell us some things. But for the outer world, they just believe, oh, you are too emotional because you are too emotional. People play on our emotions a lot. They play on our emotions to get through to us, to use us, and to, get stuff done through in what they term as our weak points. And they see women as a weaker vessel, wherever that word came from, the woman as a weaker vessel. So let's talk about some of these challenges we face with regards to female biases when it comes to entrepreneurship. Okay. And if you also want to talk about anything from the video as well, please let's go ahead and share. Who wants to go first? Hey, this is my laptop. What's wrong with it? Okay. Anyone wants to talk? Go ahead. Who wants to share?
Anybody, if you want to speak, you can signify and I would unmute you.
Okay. Oh, or maybe, Andy, can we have this video? Yes, I'll share the link to the video to the organizers and they will share with you. Or maybe we are not experiencing any form of bias. Or maybe the world that we all live in is perfect for women. Hello. Hello.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Firstly, I would like to appreciate the fact that thank you very much for sharing all this content with us. Thanks for your advice and your mentorship. So, and about the video that you played, okay, what I can say about the video is that watching it all through, well, it's kind of motivating, especially on the side of women. So what I see from it is the fact that we all know that there is this gender bias worldwide, and I could realize from the video that what the person was really emphasizing on is the fact that women are not treated equally as the other gender, like as the men. So, which is obvious, really. So, in so many sectors, we have it that women can do this, men can do this, and women are not allowed to do that. But in my own opinion, coming factual, like being realistic about the video, I would just say that, well, we can really do all what men are doing. Like we can, in some areas, we are not like equal, we are not the same. Okay. But then I would just like encourage and try to, it's kind of a motivation, and which is also going to help everyone. Like the point of it is that we should try to, develop more in our skills and in our areas of work, like entrepreneurship and those in other sectors too, so as to, so as to be able to be successful in any area we are in. So that is just what I want to contribute. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I didn't get your name. Hello? Hello? Am I still audible? I didn't get your name. I'm sorry.
Hi, Abibat.
I'm
Okay.
Habibat.
Okay, Habibat. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Habibat, for helping us to provide more context and sharing your views around that. So I'm honestly that's reality. I mean, as entrepreneurs, biases that we face, our experience and according to our experiences differ. Okay. And on that note, okay. Oh, wow. Thank you. We have another message in the chat room. Just try and read it. Oh, thank you, Kehinde. When I wanted to start my cattle business, I had lots of discouragement and discrimination, but I went ahead to start, and I never regretted, even after my male counterparts ganged, can you imagine, against me and stole my working capital. I quit the business, but I didn't give up on my dreams. Wow. I mean, that's some high level of audacity there, Kehinde. Honestly, I admire you so much. The fact that a particular profession is being seen to be ideal for men, and the feeling that women cannot thrive in such profession. Honestly, I can imagine. But thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. So just to talk a bit about the biases that we face as women, from physical to emotional to even to professions in the corporate world, in professions in politics, the biases are there, right? They all exist, and I believe we all are aware. So I'm not here to start telling us what those biases are.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, good morning. Sorry, I'm in
Okay.
a different time zone, so it's
Okay.
super early for me.
Okay.
My name is Ifi Omesieta. I'm one of the co-founders for Nutrition for Kids NG. It's a child health tech nutrition company, and we're so glad to be a part of this program. So I was watching that video, and I think my mouth was open halfway. So I got to the end of the video. But I think one thing that kept coming to my mind is how you mentioned, the emotional part, that we are emotional. We are emotional and we can't work together. One of the things that when I started my business, because my business is a partnership and we've been a partnership since conception, that one of the things that we faced when we started was that people didn't think we could do it together, that there couldn't be a togetherness, or we couldn't achieve professional height together as women, right? Because there's this bias that only men can do. Men can set their emotions aside and work together. If it's for women, we must struggle, we must argue, we'll get in the way of each other. And one thing that my partner and I have been able to do, aside from being good friends, we've also been able to achieve heights together by building on our strengths. So that is a bias that I feel like we don't talk about enough, because a lot of businesses are only able to thrive when you have one woman being the lead, championing others. But one thing that we've learned is that you can't do it all. I think we need to get to the place where we are comfortable as women to accept that we can't do it all. And knowing it, you're able to work with others in unity to achieve a common goal, understanding your strengths and your differences.
Wow, that's really powerful. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I didn't get your name. My laptop is acting. I'm unable to change my view, but thank you so much for that. I absolutely spot on. There's this perception and bias that women can work together. Ify, thank you so much. There's this perception that women can't work together. As women, we're emotional being, we're envious, we are not supportive of one another. There's also a perception that women leaders and subordinates also can't work together. Women bosses, women this, women that. We all know it. So nothing is new, right? Thank you so much. Sorry, because of time, we're way behind time. I won't be able to take comments, but please feel free to just type in your input and comments in the chat box so every one of us can read, so I can move on. Thank you. Okay, so I said it, my laptop has developed a mind of its own. Please forgive me. Okay, so where was I?
It's
having to. Okay, thank you. So what I want to just share with us very briefly this morning is 6 A's. 6 A's, 6 approaches to help us overcome biases. Now, the first is let's be aware, and that's the honest truth, and let's not be in denial at the fact that, oh, God forbid, it's not my portion. Let's be realistic with the constraint and bias that we face as women. Okay. Yes, thank you, Betty, for sharing your comments. Because when we are aware, what that does for us psychologically is it helps us to open our mind to solve it. So for instance, you're aware that, okay, a trusted advisor has just gone behind you, your business, okay? To say some things behind you which you do not expect. First is don't deny that, this person that I did this person that I helped, this person that I've done this for, this person can never do this for me. They'll do it, and that's the honest truth. Just be aware. Once you are aware, that's the first step to helping you take the next step, which is accept the reality that, okay, this is the reality that I'm facing right now. Someone has just done something, this didn't go like I expected, right? So accept what you can control and what you cannot control. There's power in that. When you accept that, I have a business partner who perhaps is a spendthrift. I'm just citing an example. And I'm a more conservative person. Or I'm in a joint business with my husband or my spouse who has some areas that I'm not really happy with, that does not support the growth of our business. Accept what you are in control of. We cannot change people, okay? Because in trying to change, talk, you know, it can become very overwhelming and frustrating and then draining for us. So I'm going to talk a lot as a psychologist here. Once you accept, know what is within your control, what is not within your control. What is within your control, you then put in structure, system, plans to address it. What is not within your control, you need wisdom to manage it. What is not within your control, you need wisdom to manage it. And that takes me to the third point, which is to address the situation appropriately. As women, we are seen as, we know how to bottle up things. We know how to die in silence. I mean, we know things will be eating us up, we will not talk. I heard the story of a woman who is a stay-at-home mom. She walked and walked and walked and walked and walked. She was tired. At the same time, she had emotional issues she was dealing with, but she didn't speak to anybody until she passed and then left young children. Another situation, I mean, the story of the late female singer, Osinachi, that we all heard. Women are known to keep quiet and take things that are not appropriate. But we need to learn to address situations appropriately. I work in a male-dominated area. When things are done that I do not align with, they know me, I will talk. The worst that can happen is come and go, and I will go with my shoulders high. So let's learn to address things appropriately. I use the word appropriately here because we can get very emotional as women. And when it comes to the point where we're addressing things, you just scatter ground. You scatter ground, show them who you are. Show them show them who you are. That's not the appropriate way. The appropriate way to address things is with emotional intelligence and with wisdom. Sometimes the battle is not for you to fight directly. Go over, seek support or help of somebody that can fight that battle for you. So let's learn to address situations appropriately with emotional intelligence, with wisdom. That would help us to overcome biases. And then acknowledge your role and the impact. When you are very confident in your role, what you've got, and the impact and value you bring to the table, you need to be able to project it. Project it when discussions are going on and you feel like you're being relegated, own your space. We need to learn to own our space. Talk about who you are, talk about your role, the value that you bring on board, and talk about it confidently. Okay? Of course, in the space of confidence is where we begin to build trust. Trust in our abilities and who we are, trust in our skills, trust in our expertise, trust in the things that we can do. And when we see any change as women, let's appreciate. When at the end of the day you fought for something and things goes well, or things go well, beg your pardon, let's appreciate the change. Let's acknowledge and appreciate the change. Because that way we are re-emphasizing what we stand for, right? And when the results start coming out, then we'll see it, right? We'll get appreciated for it. So I just thought to share these 6 A's of how to approach and overcome biases. Thank you, Adedeji. That's it. Because at the end of the day, your own quota as a woman goes a long way. Yes, that's when we leave our legacy. And I mean, you know, stories of women that have changed the tides. Amazing story. I'm not going to go and start naming the women that we all know. They're all on the internet. They're all on the internet. Please, we know. What I'm here to focus on is how we as Fempreneurs can rev up, learning the methodology that has worked, that would work, so that we can also leave our own legacy. Okay, thank you. So very quickly, I'd like to ask us a question. That woman who can leave her legacy, that awesome woman, what is an awesome woman to you? What does it mean for you? I like to hear our thoughts at this point. What does an wholesome woman mean? Is there anything like that? Please go ahead. My laptop, what's going on today? Okay, Anne, and after Anne, Koforola. Thank you. Anne, please go ahead. Uchendu.
Han.
Okay, if Anne is not ready, Koforola, please go ahead.
Koforola.
Fantastic. CZ.
Hello.
Someone will come on. Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Is that you? Go ahead.
Yes.
Please.
A strong, resilient, determined,
awesome,
hardworking, ready to give it all it takes. Yes.
Thank you. Fantastic. Resilient, hardworking, ready to give all it takes. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? Thank you. Maya Organics, wholesome woman is a woman who believes in herself, her dream and capacity, and does not need the endorsement of anyone to succeed. Thank you. Thank you. I can't unmute. Azuka, you can't unmute. Okay, can the admin?
Azuka, I'm sorry about that.
Helen Joseph, why Azuka is coming on board. An awesome woman is a complete woman that is all-rounder, all-encompassing, strong, break barriers, and unstoppable. Thank you, Helen Joseph, for that.
Okay, can I talk now? I've unmuted. Okay. So hi everyone. For me, I experienced a lot of growth early this year. There was this course. I advise everybody who can get on it, Jamie Fem. So we did the emotional aspects. You know, when you were talking about responding with emotional intelligence, my eyes opened up to that thing. You know how we always say, stop transferring aggression to me. And we just think we say it and we don't know how right we are about it, because you say any kind of response, no matter the response you are giving to people, is because of something inside. It's quite annoying, because it means it has nothing to do with the other person. It means that somebody can insult you and you honestly can choose how to respond, no matter what the person says. So, you know, a lot of personal growth, you know, it's when we come to that point when we realize that it's all about what's inside you, you know, taking care of your emotions, taking care of yourself, and not allowing every circumstances, environment, and things around you to control you. I know it's not easy, honestly, because you just want to share abuse. It does give the person what the person deserves, but at the end of the day.
Spot on. I have finished my session. Can we close? I will say closing prayer. Thank you. Thank you. That was absolutely beautiful. And you said it all. Oh my God. I don't know what's wrong with this laptop. So you said it all. The awesome woman is that woman who is able to no, that woman who is able to manage our emotions, at the same time the outcome of that emotions, because whether we like it or not, we are emotional beings. That's how God has wired us. There's nothing we can do about it, right? But the power that comes with that is our enablement to be able to manage our emotions. Yeah, I should take it away from presentation, right? So, and that takes me to my discussion on the awesome woman. Is that woman who is able to, who has alignment between her mind and her body. That woman who is at peace with the state of her mind and her body. That woman who totally understands that yes, the emotions, the within, right, drives and shapes her without. That woman who is able to calm her mind, calm her emotions, even when everything around her is making her go nuts, if you know what I mean. You know, emotionally, you're just being pulled here and there, here and there, here and there. But amidst of all, we are at peace and you are in alignment. So the wholesome woman speaks to the totality of the woman, her mind, her spirit, and her body, and how all of those comes in alignment, right? How all of those comes in alignment with what she does. And that takes me to the Wheel of Life assessment. Yes, we are female entrepreneurs, but we have different parts in our being, right? We are women, we are females, we are women, we are daughters, we are aunts, we are cousins to people, we are neighbors to people, we are big sis to people, younger sisters to people, daughters, we are, you know, wives, we are in-laws. There's just so many sides of us. We are colleagues, right? We're in community, we're in association. I mean, we are so many things. So we are a part of a whole. Or we're a whole with different parts, I beg your pardon. We're a whole with different parts. So the awesome woman is that woman who looks at the different areas of her life and then assesses it. Just do that exercise very quickly, yes. And then looks at, oh my God, I don't know what's going on with my laptop this afternoon. Uh-oh. Oh my God, apologies. My laptop has just seemed to develop a mind of itself. Okay, let me stop sharing and then let me reshare. But okay, so while I go on, so is a woman who look at the various parts of her life and then assesses where she is currently and where she should be. Thank you, Ruby Rose, a woman who is matured, yes. And that comes with reflection and acceptance. So on that note, I would like us to bring out our pen, our paper, and let's evaluate, you know, the various areas of our lives. Where are we currently? So draw a circle. I was trying to share my screen earlier, but I don't know what's going on with my laptop. Let's just draw a circle. I'm hoping I can project that again so it's easier for us. Okay, so let's draw a circle, and in that circle we would have to draw four lines. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my laptop. We'd have to draw four lines, and basically is just to look at the various areas of our life. The first is ourselves. Where are you currently in terms of your mind, your state of mind and your belief on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being, oh, I'm excellent, and then 0 being, oh, or 1 being, I'm struggling. I like us to just reflect and assess ourselves. So first is your state of mind, your beliefs. Do you feel that awesomeness in that area to say, okay, regardless of what I'm going through, I've got my mind intact? Or sometimes you feel, oh, I'm losing my mind. I don't even know where I'm headed to. On a scale of 1 to 10, please rate yourself, because that awesome woman who is resilient must be able to understand her state of mind and awareness. Okay. All right. And then the next is relationship on a scale of 1 to 10. You know, your relationship, your network, are you in the right relationship? Do you feel you have like minds and the right community to belong to accelerate your business or to accelerate your growth? On a scale of 1 to 10, please rate yourself. The third is your business, which also can be your skills, your knowledge, your career. On a scale of 1 to 10, please rate it. Do you think you're in the right space? Is your business going as you anticipate, as you expect it? Are things working out for you? On a scale of 1 to 10, please rate it. The fourth is your well-being, your health and your well-being. Do you pay enough attention to yourself? Do you have me time? Okay. Do you take out time to declutter your mind? Do you do your health assessment? Do you focus on your health? Are you paying the required attention to your well-being, emotional, physical, mental well-being, as you should as a woman? On a scale of 1 to 10, please rate it. The next is finances, okay? With regards to your finance, is it where it's supposed to be? On a scale of 10, please rate it. Okay. And then you also need to look at your system. Do you have the right support system? Do you have the right structure that is sustainable? Right? Please rate it. Okay. Then do you take me time, vacation, relaxation, leisure? On a scale of 1 to 10, please rate it. And then the 10 can be anything that you feel is important that we might have not have mentioned. On a scale of 1 to 10, please rate it. Okay. All right. So I believe by now we'd have done some level of deep reflection and quality assessment. Even if you don't have all the answers now, it's okay. Please go back and revisit it. Because of our time, I will not be able to take responses. But I like us to do 3 things. each of those areas that you have rated, look at what are the things that I need to start doing to improve, and come up with 3 action plans for each of those areas. Some for your health and well-being, it could be, oh, I need to start going for a walk every evening. It could be, oh, my finances, I need to take a finance course, or I need to start reviewing or start managing my books. I need to start my accounting. I need, it could be anything, but just ensure that whatever action plan you need to do within those areas would be what you need to do. Keep it simple. 3 action plans, each of those areas. Then you monitor and evaluate every month. And that way you observe your growth, you observe how well you're growing, and if there are areas of concerns that you're not able to address, you would also observe. Okay? And that way, if we stay diligent to this process and methodology, it's very simple, but yet it requires a lot of discipline. We would see our life change one day at a time. And before you know it, that awesome woman who is hardworking, who is resilient, will be a woman, right, who has the right frame of mind, will be a woman who is healthy, will be a woman who is wealthy, who is tracking her finances and growth and doing all she needs to do, will be a woman who is dedicated and committed, to the right relationships, would be a woman who takes care of herself, right? And will be a woman who is in the right relationships and network to grow. If we're able to do that assessment, that helps us to begin to develop who we are as awesome women. And as awesome women, if we grow, our businesses will grow, our community will grow, our environment will grow. I think on that note, I will have to stop today's session at this point. I have another class next week, Friday. So I'll take the concluding part next week, and then we'll also do a bit more around human resource management. I mean, we're all business leaders, business owners, and people remain the greatest asset of our business. So thank you so much, everyone. I would pause for comments or questions at this juncture. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Lara. This was a beautiful and interesting session.
Thank you. Any questions?
I enjoyed myself. I can say that.
Thank you.
And I'm sure every other person enjoyed herself. We were able to learn. It became our safe space.
Yeah.
We were able to put down what was heavy on our hearts, and I'm sure most of us feel lighter. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. I posted the link on the chat box. So everybody, please make sure you fill the attendance form. It is compulsory. It is compulsory. I think I'll post it again. Please take your time to fill the attendance form. Thank you so much, Mrs. Lara. We really appreciate it. So before you go, everybody, please put on your video. We need to take a picture with our facilitator. Please put on your video. We need to take a picture with our facilitator. Yes. We are still waiting. Please kindly put on your video and let's take a picture with our facilitator. And also you can take a picture as well, because you need to post on your social media pages while you tag us and our facilitator. Okay. You can also take screenshots. Thank you so much, Ms. Lara. Thank you, everyone, for taking your time to join us. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mrs. Lara. So right now, I think we'll be taking questions. If you have questions to ask Mrs. Lara before she leaves us. If you have question, you can raise your hand and I will unmute you. Questions? You can also put down your questions in the chat box. Okay. Questions, anybody? Mrs. Lara is there to take all of our questions. I'm sure she has our time today. Also, don't forget to fill the attendance form. It is in the chat box. It is compulsory. Okay. Okay, in the absence of any questions, thank you so much, Mrs. Lara. I really appreciate you for your time. Please ensure to fill the attendance form. It is compulsory. Oh, I have Miriam Adeola here. Good morning, Miriam. Sorry, good afternoon. Miriam? Good afternoon, Miriam.
Good afternoon, ma. Good afternoon, Mrs. Lara. Has been interactive and insightful. We appreciate it. My question is that it doesn't really relate to the breaking the barriers, and it's kind of something that I'm experiencing now, and also I'll be glad if I can get some headway or clarity. So and I'm running.
I'm struggling to hear you. Is that my end?
Ma?
Okay. I was struggling to hear you earlier. Hello?
Yes, ma.
Okay. Okay, please go ahead.
So I have a business but it has not been giving me money because it's more like an investment, which I have a high hope for it. And at the same time, I have money because I have to like make bills and settle bills. So I've been looking at other ways to generate income, other ways to so I actually map everything out in publishing books having things, but these days it's getting very overwhelming that I'm like, is this going to work? Because I have a goal that I must be financially stable. Next month, I want to be in a situation whereby I'll be broke, but it's looking like it's far-fetched. It's going to work out, and I'm scared, to be candid. I'm scared and I have a goal, and so I don't know how to manage that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that. Honestly, it's okay to be scared, right? We do have dreams, we have big goals, but sometimes we put ourselves under pressure, and sometimes we expect everything to go as planned. But guess what? Things don't always go as planned. I personally am invested in periods where I didn't have a lot of money. I've done some investment and I've lost money. And I've been at that period where some investment has gone sour and it has broken me because I'd put in everything I thought I had. But guess what? We move on. What I would encourage you to do is you need to learn to trust the process on your journey. Even when it seems like the answers are not forthcoming that you so desire, learn to breathe and trust the process. Are we going to achieve all our goals? I'm a coach. I work with people to achieve their goals, but at their own different pace. Things might not turn out at the timing that we expect it will turn out. But what I would encourage you to do is learn to take it easy on yourself. I would also encourage you to learn to also trust the process and appreciate that every good thing happen. Even those things that are not good, you have a God, right? So it's finding your inner strength that would carry you through when those turbulent times come, when those challenges come, when those failures come. Failure would come. But don't see failure as a setback. See failure as feedback. Don't see failure as a setback. See failure as feedback. And what feedback does for us, it enables us to learn, we get better, we get wiser. I've done investments in the past, and there are some investments you cannot bring near me because I'm a lot wiser now. So those experiences are there to shape you in becoming the great woman that you will be. But take it easy on yourself. And when we go down the slope, don't stay down, pick up yourself. Don't entertain fear. But what fear does is fear continues to cripple us. If you've made a mistake doing something, you become fearful in taking another step. What you need to do is change your perception around failure. And failure is not to keep you down, it's for you to learn. See it as learning and move on and embrace your next step. But with consciousness and awareness, with learnings and wisdom, take the next step. Don't allow fear to continue to cripple you. Those will be my feedback. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Lara.
Okay.
So at this point, we'll have to end this session, and I want to appreciate everybody for taking your time to join us today. Please ensure you fill the attendance form before you log out of this meeting. And our social media pages will be shared on the group chat. Please post your screenshots, tag us, tag our facilitator to appreciate her. And our next session will be holding next week, Tuesday. But we'll share the details of that on the group chat as well. Thank you so much for joining us. It was nice having you on board. Thank you, Mrs. Lara.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Appreciate you all. Thank you. Bye. See you next week. Next week, Friday. Thank you.
Yes, see you next week, Mrs. Lara. So we'll be giving extra 5 minutes because of the attendance from this meeting will be open for the next 5 minutes. the attendance is not working, I would share it again.